Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Curse of Oak Island. The drill hovers over the chapel vault, and there's a new structure in the swamp. The Curse of Oak Island team believes the chapel vault is buried in the money pit area at a depth of 180 feet, and they know exactly where to dig. The guys have also uncovered a structure in the swamp they suspect may be a dam. This week on Oak Island, there were beaming smiles all around the war room as geologist Terry Matheson had some major news. Terry looked delighted to be in the war room, and it wasn't just because this was a rare foray indoors for him. He suspects they've finally found the elusive chapel vault. A few weeks ago, we all learned the results of the Mune tomography survey, which involved buried sonar devices mapping the underground area of the island. The detectors spent 2 years detecting various areas of low density which could contain voids or containers, such as treasure chests. The survey highlighted 3 areas of particular interest, one of which was Aladdin's Cave and another spot about 60 feet southwest of the garden shaft. The second area involves an anomaly or void at about 180 feet below, and last night, the borehole drill team focused their attention on this spot. This area is exciting because back in 2017, the guys drilled a large caisson called Egg 8 into this zone while searching for the chapel vault. At the time, they hit an object at 170 feet. However, during the night, the material inside the caisson, the plug, collapsed, pushing the object deeper and causing the guys to abandon the search. Mune technology and borehole drilling indicate they found the chapel vault. The drill team hit a void at 183 feet on last night's show. Terry and surveyor Steve Coutil agreed that this void, detected by the Mune technology, likely encapsulates the chapel vault. Terry believes that their borehole drill is now posed over this mysterious object that could be the chapel vault. Last week, Marty Lagina decided they should bring in caissons to fully excavate Aladdin's Cave, and caissons were again mentioned about this new site. So, viewers can assume a massive dig will soon be on the cards. This area below 180 feet is new territory for the guys, but they are now armed with some pretty clear data, so they only need to dig. A new structure, possibly a dam, is uncovered in the Oak Island swamp. Elsewhere on the island, Billy Gerhardt, Gary Drayton, and Jack Beckley dug in the swamp's southwest corner when Billy's digger scrapped away some soil to reveal a brand new wooden structure. These chunky wooden beams were placed at the swamp's edge, right by the sea. This led Gary and the guys to speculate that they had found Fred Nolan's wall. In 1969, Fred found evidence of a wall at the end of the swamp, which he believed may have been a dam. This added to the evidence that made him theorize the swamp was human-made. This theory suggests the swamp was deliberately constructed to conceal something important, such as a buried ship. This was a great episode with lots of new information and some very significant finds. As Gary said at the end, it was an amazing day of recoveries and discoveries. The Curse of Oak Island. The drill hovers over the chapel vault, and there's a new structure in the swamp. For generations, whispers of untold riches and ancient secrets have rippled through the island's dense foliage and murky waters. Now, as the Lagina brothers and their dedicated team prepare to drill into the depths of the enigmatic chapel vault, anticipation crackles in the air like an impending storm. The morning sun cast long golden fingers through the towering pines, illuminating the determined faces of the crew gathered around the drill rig. Their eyes gleamed with a mix of excitement and trepidation. For years they had dug, sifted, and theorized, peeling back layers of history and myth. But the chapel vault, a tantalizing subterranean enigma first discovered in the late 19th century, remained stubbornly elusive. Today, that might change. Marty Lagina, the more pragmatic of the two brothers, ran a hand through his graying hair as he scrutinized the drill's gauges and instruments. "We've triple-checked everything," he said, his voice steady but charged with an undercurrent of hope. If there's anything down there, we're going to find it. Beside him, Rick Lagina nodded, his eyes scanning the wooded horizon. For Rick, Oak Island was more than a treasure hunt. It was a lifelong quest, a bridge to history and the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the earth. "Let's get started," he said quietly, but the command carried the weight of a shared dream and years of relentless pursuit. The drill roared to life, its powerful engines shattering the island's usual tranquility. As the bit began its descent, inching closer to the chapel vault, the team held their collective breath. Layers of soil and rock surrendered grudgingly to the relentless, spiraling steel. While the drill worked its mechanical magic, a different sort of discovery was unfolding on the other side of the island. Jack Beckley and Gary Drayton stood at the edge of the swamp, their metal detectors sweeping methodically back and forth. The swamp had always been a focal point of Oak Island's mysteries, a place where natural and man-made features blurred together, obscuring secrets that had been submerged for centuries. "Got a hit," Gary announced, his voice crackling with excitement. He knelt down, carefully digging into the mud with his trowel. The muck yielded a small, corroded object, a curious piece of worked metal, unlike anything they had found before. Jack's eyes widened. "What do you think it is?" Gary turned the object over in his hands, brushing away centuries of grime. "Not sure," he admitted, "but it looks old. Really old. Might be connected to whatever's buried in the swamp." They continued their search, driven by an instinctual sense that something significant lay just beyond their reach. The swamp, with its enigmatic layout and peculiar features, seemed to guard its secrets jealously. Yet today, it had chosen to give up a clue. A few hours later, as the drilling at the chapel vault progressed, the ground beneath the drill began to shift subtly. Marty watched the readings with a frown. "We've hit something," he called out. "It's not just rock. Feels like wood." Rick's heart leaped. The original chapel vault dig had revealed layers of wooden platforms, suggesting a carefully constructed subterranean structure. If they were hitting wood again, it could mean they were close to the vault, and whatever it contained. The drill operator adjusted the settings, slowing the descent. The bit chewed through the wood, and suddenly, the readings changed dramatically. There was a void below. Marty and Rick exchanged a look of electrified anticipation. They had found a chamber. "Lower the camera," Marty instructed. The team sprang into action, feeding a specialized camera into the borehole. The screen flickered, then stabilized, revealing murky water and, faintly, the outlines of what looked like timber beams. As the camera panned, something glinted in the darkness. Rick leaned closer, his breath fogging the screen. "What is that?" he murmured. The image sharpened, revealing the unmistakable gleam of metal, not just any metal, but gold. A collective gasp went up from the crew. After years of searching, they had finally glimpsed what could be part of Oak Island's legendary treasure. Meanwhile, at the swamp, Gary and Jack's discovery had led them to an even more startling find. Poking through the mud was the corner of a large, flat stone slab, intricately carved with symbols and markings. They exchanged a glance filled with excitement and curiosity. "This could be a map or a marker of some kind," Gary speculated, tracing the carvings with his finger. "We need to get it out of here." With careful effort, they managed to lift the slab from the muck, revealing a series of interconnected symbols and lines that seemed to suggest a hidden network beneath the island. It was a revelation that promised to reshape their understanding of Oak Island's mysteries. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows over the island, the Lagina brothers and their team stood on the brink of a breakthrough. The chapel vault had yielded its first tantalizing glimpse of treasure, while the swamp's enigmatic stone slab hinted at an even deeper, more complex story. "Today was a good day," Rick said, his voice tinged with the awe of discovery. Marty nodded, clapping his brother on the back. They both knew the road ahead would be long and fraught with challenges, but for the first time, they felt they were truly on the cusp of unraveling the island's deepest secrets. As night fell, Oak Island stood silent, its age-old mysteries quietly simmering beneath the surface, waiting for the next intrepid souls to unearth them. And the Lagina brothers, driven by an unyielding passion and an unshakable bond, were more determined than ever to see their quest through to its ultimate conclusion.